Welcome, welcome, welcome. Margaret here. Hello, hello, hello. It's great to see you all. Hey, everybody. It's Margaret Lynch Ranieri, and this is our Monday call. So, hello, hello. Let me know in the comments if you're here, if you can see me, if you can hear me. Am I showing up for you? I should be here. And hey, seeing me on Facebook. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And where else should I be showing up? I should be showing up on YouTube. I should be showing up on LinkedIn as well, I believe. I've got a little icon for that. So hello, I see you guys joining. Great to see you. Great to see you. I'm just going to check with my team a few things to make sure tech-wise we're doing good. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Natalie. Um, so great to see you all. We have so much to do today. We have so much to do today. So I just want to check with my team, make sure that we're all good to go. Let's see. And make sure we are good there. Yes, yes, yes. I am online. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So let me I think I need to log in one other place. And remember, today we are talking about clearing the blocks to abundance. It's going to be a big call. So I'm going to start today, as I'm just logging in here to one other place. I'm going to start today with some teaching about this concept. Let's see. I just got a few more buttons to click here and make sure that I'm in the right place here. Okay. I'm going to stay co-host. Okay. Oops. And I'm not sure you guys will be able to see me in the Zoom room today because my camera is working to live stream. So just let me know, team, if I'm doing this right. I am streaming from two different places. And so that I can appear on multiple things because we've invited lots of guests for today. If I am good to go and start this call because we have so much to do, Okay, great. And I think I am still broadcasting. So great. So I'm broadcasting in two places at once, plus three places. So that's kind of interesting. I feel very multidimensional right now. So I can see all of you guys in our membership area. You guys can't see me, but you can hear my voice. So it's great to see you all today. I am smiling at all of you. And I am also live streaming on Facebook and YouTube as well. And so as we start this call, again, I am Margaret Lynch Ranieri. If you are new to me, this is our Ignite Your Superpowers Monday membership call.
Recording in progress.
Thank you, Kay. And we had a special call today. So you guys who are our members got to invite your friends or family to this call. Anyone, a friend or family that got invited today with a special Zoom link that wants to raise their hand? Oh, hi, Valerie. Hello, hello. Hi, Annie. Anyone else that joined today as a friend or family of someone in our membership program? Welcome, welcome, welcome to you. If I missed you, we've got lots of pages. Lynn and Tabitha both raised their hand virtually on the screen. So awesome. So welcome to you guys all here in the Zoom room, and then welcome to you those who are joining us through Facebook or through YouTube, where we are also live streaming. And also Tasha, welcome. Awesome. So it's great to have you guys today. Yeah, it's fun to know that there's other guests, right? Valerie said, awesome. So today we are going to be continuing our amazing work that we do in this program as far as igniting your superpowers. And we have a theme every month. The July theme is around abundance. So the community and I and some of our faculty coaches have already been working in July, these Monday 3:00 calls on abundance. And we're going to continue that work today. And of course, you as guests get to join in on the fun today. And I guess I'll start by saying that sometimes it's not that fun the whole time, right? We go a little deep, a little bit fast. Our community members are used to that. But welcome, welcome, welcome. And if you're a guest, it's great if you can. My team's always like, make sure you ask people to turn their cameras on so we can see them and say hello. So welcome, welcome, welcome. It's great to have you guys all here. Yeah, welcome to the newcomers. Thanks, Marty, who's also welcoming the newcomers. And great to see you, Jackie, all the way from Australia. Yeah. So I'm going to start today, as I said, with a little bit of teaching. Yeah. Okay. So Carla said she's watching on YouTube so she can see my camera on and getting the audio from Zoom. So I'm sure my team will tell me later if I miss something in that process. But here's what we're going to do today. I want to start with a little bit of teaching. And then we're going to jump into the tapping and the process work that we're going to do. I guess, community, what would you say? Our calls are usually about an hour and 15 minutes, somewhere around there. Does that sound right? Unless I'm missing, and I'm often going a little bit over because we're deep in something. Does that sound about right? Yeah, I thought so. So probably about an hour and 15 minutes. And today, again, the topic is abundance. And so I want to talk about abundance because some people who know chakras, who've studied chakra energy, and even Bethany Long, who runs the company with me, brought this up. She's like, what about the second chakra? You're talking about fourth chakra. And abundance is usually considered second chakra. And it is because it's where we actually allow the receiving in. And at first chakra is where things become solid and real, right? So first chakra energy means it's actually physically something. Prosperity is a concept, right? But cash in my hand is a physical material manifestation of that. Or someone standing in front of me saying, you are awesome. That is a material manifestation of a type of abundance coming right to you in real form. So when I think about abundance, I like to think about what's getting unblocked. What do we have to unblock to allow more abundance and prosperity to come in? So sometimes people think, it's just a crapshoot. It's just destiny. This is just the lot that I have in life. But when you do a lot of personal growth and you're an introspective type of person, we often have this idea, or we start to have this hint that it also has to do with us, right? That our actions, things that we're doing and not doing, which flows from our emotions and our beliefs and our energies, those drive our actions, are the process that abundance and prosperity comes to us, right? And although sometimes it's like, what? Something fell out of the sky, like I won the lottery or a scratch ticket. The most forms of abundance that come to us the most consistently have to do with our own efforts, right? Have to do with our own efforts. So when I think about how do we look at what our own personal blocks are to abundance, I think about the heart and the head together that create this block to abundance. So here's what I want you to picture. Imagine you're standing outside on this beautiful spring day or summer day, and it's a beautiful soft rain starts to fall on you. And that rain is actually the energy of abundance. And it is just coming from all directions. It's an endless amount. You look up at the sky, there's droplets everywhere, and it's all sorts of abundance. Have you ever looked up when it's raining, right? Or when it's snowing, even, and you just see all of that coming from the sky? And it's all sorts of abundance. That represents abundance of love, abundance of health, abundance of resources, abundance of money, abundance of compliments, like the kind that really feel good and validate you. Abundance of gratitude coming your way, not you being gratitude coming your way, which can also manifest in the form of love, appreciation, a hug, an amazing compliment, or even, yes, money. And so all of that abundance is flowing to you, and you immediately pop up an umbrella, right? You just immediately pop up an umbrella and you're like, no, shielding yourself from all of this abundance. And if the rain started to like blow in, you're like, no, 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 swatting it away. And so this is what I often see when I look into people's energies and they tell me how they're operating, they tell me what they're doing, and they actually have this energetic, like swatting and batting away abundance that is trying to come to them. And so if that could possibly be true, like, do you have a sense that that might be going on in your energy, or seems like it must be somehow active in your energy? Then we have some work to do today, because it's not something that we consciously do. It's not something that we want to consciously do for sure, but somehow we are having this shortage happening. So I want to talk about just a couple of the ways that sabotage works, a couple of the ways that actual sabotage works. So I want you to think about yourself in your own life and how you operate. So there's sabotage in category 1. And those are people who are like, I totally sabotage myself, which means I can see myself and I'm doing and doing and doing, and I'm excited and I'm creating. And then I hit a point and I just destroy everything. Right? So some of you will fall in that category. And if you can self-identify if you want to on the chat. Usually there are people that seem strangely a little bit excited to say, oh my God, that's me. I just destroy everything. I've been through that cycle. I've built up, and then I see myself pulling back, getting stuck, or a whole bunch of people say, that was great, we would love to have you. And then I literally never got back to anybody. I destroyed that whole opportunity. So it can be big, it can be subtle. The second flavor of sabotage is a little more difficult to see. And this is when you have always consistently worked your ASS, right? ASS off. You've consistently kicked your own butt and been working and doing and giving and overcoming setbacks, and then working and doing and giving. But there's just not enough. There's not enough joy. There's not enough receiving. There's not enough, like a reward might come, an award at work, and it feels empty. And so there's just this feeling of something is always missing. And what I want you to think about is there's an imbalance. There's never balance. It doesn't feel like, in either case of sabotage, it doesn't feel like there is a proper balance of how much you are doing and willing to do and give and create and work hard and do extra, compared to how much you are. Oh, thanks, Bethany. She's sharing her screen. That's the only thing is that my mouth might be off from the video. Yeah, so you might not want to share screen. It might be too weird. So there's this imbalance of having the receiving that we really want to have. There is this imbalance, and it always feels like there's just not enough joy. I'm missing something. Something is missing. So I want you to really think about that. Yeah, we're getting lots of people to say, yep, that's me, both in our community and in the live stream world. So I want you to think about that concept, because this idea of it raining abundance at you at all times, right? Coming down from the heavens, from the universe, from everywhere, coming up from the earth. And there's something in your energy that shields that abundance. We're going to work with that image. There was lots of work that I have developed around what I used to call the 4-foot concrete wall. And we called it the heart wall, like almost like there is a wall in me that doesn't allow me to receive. And it really does start at the heart, because your heart is such a big energy, especially when heart, as in an adult, heart and head kind of come together in the most beautiful way. There's wisdom. And it's this recognition of your pure deserving. The pure deserving that you have in any given moment, right? Or it's this hardened set of beliefs that says, I don't really deserve though, right? I don't really deserve though. Oh, we're seeing your Slack channel, Bethany. Can you pull that down? So when I think about the heart chakra, right? Thank you. When we think about the heart chakra, yeah, Mary Ann, I see you waving. Did I get, oh, I got muted again. Thank you, Mary Ann. Sometimes when we switch around, we have different hosts, I can accidentally get muted without realizing I'm getting muted. So thank you for that. I could see Mary Ann over there. So when we think about the heart and the head, it can really become the umbrella, right? The blocking umbrella. So let's talk about some aspects of that, because I do want you to sort of picture yourself standing in the universe with this amounts of this concept of abundance and prosperity, and what is actually getting in the way. So I'm going to talk about it first in terms of the chakra that it relates to. And then we're going to have you do the visualization so we can get into the tapping. And I'll need to definitely hear from you guys to really help me do the best tapping that I can with you all. So when we think about this idea that I'm throwing out, that there is this like sort of structure, an umbrella or a concrete wall or some type of shield that you have from abundance, how does it get formed? And I want to talk about it in terms of two parts. So the first part is really your family. It starts with your family and how you take into your nervous system, into your first chakra, what is the reality of abundance for people like us? And at the second chakra, what am I allowed to ask for and still be safe? So I really want you to think about that. What am I allowed to ask for and still be safe? So part of it is, of course, comes from our family. But the second part of it, we really take over because we're adults. Our family isn't following us around. I mean, maybe they follow us around a little bit and criticize everything we do. I know that happens. But in general, we are living our own lives as adults, right? And so the second part is you, which means you can change it. Even if there's been this ancestral, generational handing down of abundance and deserving and etc., you can change because all of these things are living in you and being held by you, right? Yeah, Claire said that actually gave her some tears there, right, at the second chakra info. So, so here's something I really want you to think about, and this is probably like a writer downer, although I don't know how succinct I'm going to be, which is, so you in your current life, if we cannot fully and without any reservation or fear or edge of anger and frustration or absolute grief, if we can't fully declare, I deserve, without all of these other energies coming up, right? Anger, grief, frustration, sadness, or do I deserve though? Ooh, now that I'm sitting with it, ooh, what's going to happen if I act that way? What are people going to think of me? Do I really deserve that though? If we can't declare full on with no reservations, a certainty I deserve, then how can we not have a shield against receiving? And for so many people, I find it's our own doubt that comes up, our own internal, like thinking about it. And do I though? Do I really believe, right? Do I really believe? Or it's an immediate edge, right? Like I deserve this because it's been withheld from me. Or it's the soon as I tune into I deserve, it's like there is 3 generations of my family that need to grieve what our lot has been in life, right? And so there's so much sadness connected to me when I think of deserving. Or it's this spinning place, right? Of but actually, do I deserve though? Or maybe because I'm not receiving, that means I haven't proved myself enough. And so the heart actually acts as a gateway. The heart actually acts as the gateway of pure deserving, because the second chakra is the receiving. But if I don't believe I deserve it, if I don't believe I deserve it, I might as well be, opening my umbrella and saying, no, thank you. Right? So here's just a quick quiz. Who thinks that how do I want to ask this question? Who knows this about themselves? That's the one thing that they are really not that good at, honestly, is receiving compliments. Who falls into that category? Who knows that about themselves, right? And so let me give you an example. Someone tries to give you a compliment and you start talking and talking and talking and talking and talking and talking to get through the uncomfortableness of the moment. Yes, yes, that would be me. Yes, I'm seeing lots of people check in on that, right? And so it's like, if you notice you have a compulsive need to talk a lot in that moment, and maybe to not even make eye contact or to deflect or to say, no, 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 but you, then that is you. Yeah. Just say thank you and stop talking. Yes, Tanya. So it's an easy way to see it is in how uncomfortable we can get when abundance does show up. It's actually a lot to handle when our system starts to resonate with all of the other things in there that are connected to abundance. So I've had people do that. This little. Some of you have done this with me at events where we have to practice taking in a compliment and zip, not allowed to talk, just receive it eyeball to eyeball with another person. And how incredibly emotional that was for people. It brought up so much grief. And they were like, this is everything I've ever wanted to hear, and don't let myself let in. Right. On the other hand, it could trigger in people like anger and frustration, because it's like, it feels so unfair. I've given so much. Why has it taken it so long? So whatever is dormant in our system gets activated when we start to be open to receiving. So I guess to suffice to say, we have a lot of hidden energies. And again, when I look at people and I hear them describing the way they operate and what's going on with them, this is what I see in their energy, is that there's things that they're doing and not doing, and energetic ways of being and ways of thinking and beliefs in their system, which translate through their behaviors, even little micro behaviors, that are deflecting, batting away, refusing, receiving. And again, things we're doing and not doing. Okay. But I find that one of the biggest sources of you not receiving is, I'm not sure I deserve it. When it really comes down to it, I'm not sure I deserve it. And if I were to declare that out loud, I would be filled with doubt or anxiety and fear about the repercussions of acting like I think I'm not deserving. Okay, so these are the things that I want to work on today. Okay, let me just check my notes and see if there's anything else I missed here. And let's move into, how do I start to, I need to prove that I deserve, right? And so sometimes we take this sense of the fact that I'm not deserving, that nothing has shown up, means I haven't proven it yet, which is a child model, right? It's a I'm now a first grader and this is how school works model. If I didn't get a star or 100 or a 98 on my spelling test, I don't deserve it yet. I have to work harder. So this is all like sort of filtered in through a lot of our paradigms, of course, and in between school and our family. So if you were a kid who loved and thrived in school, And that is great. Remember, everything comes at sometimes a little bit of an invisible cost. Okay, so yeah, I'm getting some thumbs up on that one too from you all. So thank you guys. Let's see. I just want to make sure I'm seeing both of my chats here so I can see all of you guys. Yeah, awesome. Awesome. Yeah, Nora had said you immediately find someone, when someone compliments you, you immediately find something to compliment them about. Yeah, it's hard. I say thank you, Diantha, but it's still uncomfortable, honestly. Some dittos to Nancy. Yeah, receiving makes me feel like I'm abusing. So the second I start to receive, I'm taking advantage of somebody. Yeah, I'm taking advantage of somebody. So thank you guys for all of that, right? Thank goodness Lori has learned to embrace compliments, right? Yeah, learning to accept, it's like literally something that we have to learn. And it sometimes fights with our typical way of being. So okay, so here's what I want us to do. I want you to take a breath because we're going to start to make a visual image of some of these issues. Now, I mentioned where are they in the chakras. All of your family stuff is first chakra, and that is very wired into our system. And then there's the second chakra messages about what am I allowed to ask for? What am I allowed to be so bold as to say, I deserve right now, even before I do anything else? Or would that be dangerous for me to do that? Did I learn that in my family? And I want you to think of, who do you think you are, as a very classic phrase. Who do you think you are? Which isn't really the question that's being asked, is it? Who do you think you are? And if the question comes up in you, who do I think I am? Like, who do I think I am asking for this or putting myself out there this way? I want you to remember that that's not really a question. It's a declarative sentence that says, you do not deserve to ask for that, act that way, act like you deserve, think you deserve, come forward with the confidence in the certainty that says, I think I do deserve. You're not allowed to. That is not okay. And so a declarative statement like that always has a punishment attached. So even when you think, wow, yes, it feels like someone's going to say to me, Margaret, who does she think who did they think they are? That is so much more layered and loaded than you're even realizing. And it's hitting you at third chakra, second chakra, and first chakra at a very nervous system. I don't feel safe all of a sudden way. The other way people say it is, if I said, I think I deserve more money, or this is what I charge and I'm worth it, people would ask me to prove it. I hear that a lot as well. Yeah. So these questions and the self-doubt that we go through, they're not, I want you to be aware of that. When there's a question in my head, it's not really a question. Right? It's not really a question. It's more of a declarative statement, which might be, I'm pretty sure I don't deserve it. I have this competing thought in my head. Okay, so here's what I want you to do. So I want you to take a breath. And I want you to close your eyes because we're going to be visualizing or imagining something. Okay, so I do want you to just see that, this like the behind your eyelids is like this movie screen that your imagination could paint a picture on, right? And so just take another breath, feel the chair supporting you, because I do want you to see this sort of image of you standing there with abundance coming to you. So take another breath, feel the chair supporting you one more time. That helps us get grounded. And just imagine that you could really visualize on the movie screen of your mind this image of you standing there, like standing on the planet. Like with our sixth chakra, we can see ourselves standing on the planet. And imagine whatever your mind, metaphorically or an image or impression form, paint the picture of abundance trying to come to you. Maybe it's gold coins like a video game. Maybe it's little gifts. Maybe it's love beams. Maybe it's just white light literally trying to come to you to balance as the balance of all the good you do, all the work you do, all the giving you do, all the creating you do. Even if it's just for 3 people in your life, right? Just in whatever way you do or give, maybe in a much bigger way to a whole community of people or a whole company. So I want you to see that trying to come to you. And then I want you to see it's like your 6th chakra is now going to open up and show you the structure, a metaphorical image of a blocking structure. Like I mentioned an umbrella. And then I also mentioned a concrete wall. Some people see a fortress or a brick wall. And so what do you see there? That is your sort of metaphorical image. You don't need to know what it's made of yet. That is the blocking abundance power in your life, blocking prosperity power in your life. What does that blocker look like? And I just want you to see it. So tell me on the chat. Jane is seeing a clear, interesting, a clear plastic enclosure. Claire said, a freight train barreling at me. Oh, you guys in Zoom, I need to jump ahead here. Diane, who died and made you God? That's another one of those questions that aren't questions. Thank you, Diane. My arms are shielding me, Tony said. Interesting, right? Arms are part of the 5th chakra. Black shroud of shame, said Norma. Like, wow, pretty visual, right? And actually gets the sense that it's shame. Thick plexiglass tube, really tall trees creating a wall. Samantha, I mean, Diane, right, in a video game, good thoughts are being shot down. Samantha, it's a floor above me with a ladder through it. Wow, thick blanket, battling boxing gloves on Adele. That gives you an image, right? The concrete wall, a big knife in my heart. Wow. So some disappointment there, right? Some hurt. A shield that deflects the energy beam. Wow, you guys are fast, right? And so isn't this interesting how we can just set this intention to get a metaphorical image? But remember, our sort of our unconscious 1st chakra, unconscious selves, however you think about subconscious, unconscious, there's lots of schools of thought there, but it is so ready to show you metaphorically what is happening in your energy, right? A mountain range, said Hedvig. Wow. Vines. Wow. Very, very interesting. Smoke, a big canopy. Margaret, another Margaret. Hey, Margaret. A metal grid, like a screen filtering out abundance. Wow. Big black, something like a huge animal. Sharon said an impenetrable shell, a closed gate. Okay, so great. So thank you guys for sharing that. Scrambled energies, Angela said, in my 1st and 2nd chakra that block the smooth flow. Wow, Tanya, yeah, in a silo, a stone silo. And so just think about the strength of these metaphorical things, right? It's really very interesting. A storm cellar, said Annie, like Wizard of Oz. Yeah, so thank you for sharing these. And for those of you who are coaches, which we often have many, do you see what happens when people visualize their own blocks? Like, look at the amazing things that people are seeing and sharing. Yeah. Marty, also arms in front, shielding my heart area. Very interesting. Okay. So I want you to close your eyes one more time and just really, again, take a look, because I'm going to be using more general terms, but like, what's the strength? What's the strength of the structure? How thick is it? How strong is it? How impenetrable is it? Like, how hard would it be to break through? And we're going to tap about that structure, okay? And all the pieces that it's made of, right? So really just seeing, wow, Peter sees a mountain, pretty big, right? Patricia said actually had a supervisor once told her that she had a wall around you that was 8 feet high and 6 feet thick. Wow, Patricia, right? This interesting supervisor that you had. Okay, so let's jump in and start tapping. If you've never tapped before, you can just follow me along and repeat after me. I'm going to be tapping on these acupuncture points that are easy to see on camera, and I will lead you through what to say. Okay, so you can, if you know the points and you want to leave your eyes closed and just keep looking at the picture, you can do that, or you can follow me. Okay, so let's jump in. There it is. There it is. Wow. I'm seeing it now. And it is a fortress. It is strong. It is blocking. And it's been doing that for a long time. It is thick and strong. It is a shield. It is blocking and shielding love, joy, money, health, prosperity, abundance, everything that I want to receive in the quantities that I want to receive it is beyond this wall, this fortress, this shield. And there's something getting in. There's a trickle. There's something getting through by design. It allows me to get some abundance, maybe just enough. And I'm just going to honor that I didn't ask for this shield. I didn't ask for this wall. I didn't choose to create it on purpose. Why would anyone do that? It was created by my family, by generations, by our paradigm, by our thoughts and beliefs, traumas and rules. My family created this structure. My family's rules and paradigm created how much is let in and how much is blocked. Other people let in more than me. Other people let in less. Even if we worked the same amount. That's kind of odd. Other people allow way more abundance into their life. Other people on this call probably. And other people a lot less. They have names like middle class, upper middle class, lower middle class, country club class. And so these structures are kind of built at random. They don't really correlate to effort, to giving, to doing. And I'm just going to honor that. Be curious about that. This structural paradigm that says what I deserve and what I'm allowed to ask for, what I'm allowed to receive, and what I haven't earned yet or will never deserve, what will never be safe for me to declare and ask for. It is all in this structure, and it is strong and sturdy. But at least I see it today, and I honor it. Something about this structure was built through survival, and I honor it for that. Okay, and take a breath. And just see how you feel. See if that moved energy. Yeah. So I want you to just close your eyes and just see it again. How does it look now? Because even, Eckhart Tolle says when you observe the pain body, just observing it starts to weaken it. And this is often something that it's very unconscious. It's very wired in, but we don't look at it directly. And so how does it look now? Because just one round of tapping, observing it, talking about it, bringing it into consciousness, right? We're actually bringing this into consciousness. We're using our more adult chakras to bring this into a consciousness. And that means heart and head together. We have this sort of, aha moments. And so how does it look now? How does it look now? Okay, a slight opening. Tony said, now I'm willing to look through my hands to see what's coming. So the fear is a little bit lower. Yeah, survival hit a chord, right? Remember that wired into your first chakra and second chakra are the rules that I have to follow to stay safe inside my family. And that wiring stays forever. Right? If we're not conscious of it, it can be running us when we're 97 years old, right? It's like, I can't do that. I'll get judged, right? And so it stays there until we have the consciousness to look at it, self-reflect, and start to change it, consciously change it. Like, I don't want this anymore, right? Okay, awesome. Some cracks in the glass. Yeah, okay. So Samantha, right? It stirs up my pissed offness on this ongoing struggle with money, right? And so I want you to see in there if it's starting to shift a little bit. If there was emotion living in that structure that has to do with the abundance that gets blocked, what would it be? Is it anger? Like, does anger, like, this is so unfair, come up? Is it grief? Is it sadness, right? So it's interesting, right? Like Kathy saying the 3 foot thick, 8 foot tall block is a little shorter, only about a foot thick now, right? So it's weird how it starts to get smaller and shorter and thinner. And what does that mean? Yeah, hurt, sadness, definitely anger and sadness, like WTF, right? Disappointment. So let's lean into that, because when we start to crack into the heart, and as we continue this work today, we're going to get to some of the places where the heart, right, is really stuck on this. We start to feel grief. Yeah, Mary said real grief, right? And Michelle said, what a waste of time. Someone else said that too. Karen said that. What a waste of time. And I really want you to think about that. Like, what is the regret of what a waste of time? Do you hear the grief and the loss that's in that? And so, yeah. And so in this wall is other emotions to be processed, because unless we have gone there, then this will be something we avoid all the time, right? Because we try to avoid feeling icky things. So yeah, we're going to have to jump right in. Yeah, Laurel, sadness for my ancestors. So, and Jackie said, my family was judged with money. They weren't seen as good people. So if you had money or your family had money, and there's lots of tragic stories of people who lost their family fortunes or they were taken, then there can be all sorts of other paradigms, right? Of like, rich people are evil. And so everyone has a slightly different energy around this. But as soon as we tune into it, it starts to trigger these emotions. And I really want to suggest to you that woven into this wall are all of these emotions. It's like the connective tissue of the wall, and we have to move it. Yeah. Okay, so let's jump in and start tapping. I've seen the structure of this wall, but I also feel it. I don't want to feel this. Why would I want to feel all of this? It's filled with sadness, grief, loss, frustration, confusion. There is a lifetime of tears. It's really sad and painful. It's really a waste, a loss. And it feels like something I can never get back. There's so much grief, so much sadness because of abundance and prosperity. And this wall I have that makes life hard. Missing joy, missing ease, missing security, a lifetime of worry or fear, or never feeling good enough. I don't want to feel all this. And then there's anger, like real frustration, like real rage, because it just doesn't feel fair. Because honestly, it's not. And it's never been fair for me. And I always feel stuck. At some level, I feel stuck. I don't feel as free as I want to feel. And I definitely don't feel free to declare what I deserve and ask for what I want. I feel stuck and blocked. And all of these emotions, well, they matter. All of this grief, it's stuck and it matters. And I'm just going to honor it today because it's part of my wall, part of my block. It's actually woven in. and part of the problem. I honor all the grief that I have locked in my heart, locked in my body. And if I need to, I honor my ancestors and their collective generational grief, unfairness, loss, trauma. I honor that for them and for myself and the way it is unconsciously part of me. I didn't choose to build this structure, but it's become part of me. Of course. I honor myself in this process. Okay, and take a breath. That's a lot, right? That's a lot. And so, we do as much as we can in 75 minutes. That's why we're here every Monday in our community. And yes, I know some of you have asked, our community members do get recordings of these calls because sometimes we want to pull a script or you want to be able to do the tapping again. And I mention that because sometimes this will shine a light on something that you're like, ooh, that's still a 10, Margaret. I need to really do some work on this, right? My family has a lot of generational trauma, or my generation has a lot of trauma, or my parents lost everything and I'm carrying that. And so I want you to note for yourself if there is something like one thing out of that tapping round that you're like, if Margaret was going to make me put on a Post-it note under more tapping to do later, what would that be? So pick something like I have more tapping to do on this, right? Yeah, Samantha, for those of us whose parents lived through the Depression, some of us may be carrying that, right? I mean, some of you guys is have generations that have escaped from countries, right? Literally escaped with nothing but the clothes on their back, right? And so there's all sorts of generational trauma, right? I mean, there is just history upon community of people who've not only, had to escape, but been stolen from their country, right? Enslaved people. And so religious persecution. So when you think about generational trauma and ancestors, really be thoughtful of what is that trigger inside of you? And is there more work to do there? Like, is my heart carrying the burden and the story in a way that isn't just honoring my ancestors, but has to keep recreating a life of grief and sadness and loss? Because this is how paradigms work, right? They're not logical. Jackie said, yeah, more generational sadness to heal. Yes, parents whose parents fought in the wars. Yep. Grief needs a voice for sure. And remember, we're talking about the heart. And so what creates a wall in our heart? A wall to our own deserving, a wall to feeling the joy and allowing in joy and good abundance. It's grief. If I have a tremendous amount of grief in my heart, I have to close down part of it. Now, it's like if you want to think of your heart as like two chambers, right? Which I know it is, but I'm thinking of energetically, you can still give with a whole heart and give and give and give and give and be the most loving giver on the planet. But there will be a wall behind which you will keep a lot of grief, and that will stay walled off. And that is the part of your heart that holds your receiving, right? Your doorway to I deserve to feel good. So just kind of make those connections around, do I deserve, like, it's not only do I deserve to ask more money, but based on my family's trauma or paradigm, do I even deserve to feel good in this life? Or who am I to have all this abundance that I keep asking for when it was so hard for my family? So these are very first chakra paradigm things. And then at the second chakra, we start to get to what would happen if I boldly said, in this time in my life right now, I deserve more. And what do I hear in my own head if I said that alone, even in my house? Yeah. Yeah, Joyce said, my father fought in the war. I've taken on his pain and his hurt as he closed down and wouldn't let us see the real him. Yeah, my life has been all about struggle. I was modeled for me as a child. Yeah. Jennifer said, same here, lost everything, lived on potatoes and jello. Potatoes and jello. Wow. My father's love translating into so much worry and holding back because he was afraid for me. Yeah, right. He was afraid for me. So there's like a hold back piece, right? And protect yourself. Interesting. Annie said, the wall is a big part of why it took me 2 days and lots of coaching from friends and family to raise my storytelling concert fee. Yeah, well, beautiful, right? And thank God for your friends and family. And imagine if you had a friends and family who were like, what are you, crazy? You can't raise your fees, which sometimes happens, right? Yeah, women in society, in churches being made out to be worthy of less. Yeah, there's all sorts of paradigms that sit on us, and then a whole extra special group that sit on us as women and as mothers or as, wives, all of these different archetypal energies that is about giving and not receiving. Yeah. Me having to ask my father for the child support money and seeing him get uncomfortable saying as a joke, your mother is rich. Yeah, right. And so if you were in the middle of a child support battle, or money that was in a tug of war in any way, that's going to cause a hard energy right in there. Yeah. And then Jackie has that side of it. Again, I would be outcasted by my family, my mother especially, if I had more money, right? If I had more money. So let's look at that part of it. I'm just looking at the time over there. I can see so many of your comments that I cannot look at my current screen to see the time because all I see is all of you guys, which is awesome. So let's look at that second part, right? Because I've asked you to write down for yourself, what do you need to work more on, right? Because we can't just keep going and going. Although sometimes we do whole events and we keep going and going, and some of you know that. But I want you to take, let's like move into another thing. Yeah, I need to do more tapping on my ancestral path. Thank you, Annie. Okay, so I want you to just close your eyes again, and I want you to see, how does the picture look now that we did that second round of tapping? If you could bring that picture back, there you are. There's all this abundance. How does the structure look to you? And believe it or not, it's almost like the structure, we almost think of it like an inner child self. The structure might now seem to have a consciousness that you see it, and you're trying to heal it and help it, right? Especially since we tapped for all those strong emotions. So see if there's anything that you can notice about the structure now, and just see what's left, right? What's left there? And is the structure like aware of you helping to heal it, right? Not bulldozing it, but actually pretty loving, knowing it's filled with grief and sadness and history. But now I want you to imagine that just for a moment, right, you sort of grow 10 feet taller on the planet, and you outgrow your paradigm. You grow yourself bigger, and suddenly you are standing on the planet, and you are saying with your loudest voice, I deserve more. I want more. And now you're just letting a list go. I want more money. I want more money than I need just because I want it. I deserve it. And I want more compliments than I even need because I deserve it and it'll feel good. I deserve. And see yourself doing that. And now I want you to see the family, the ancestors, your parents, teachers, colleagues, friends, siblings are all standing around hearing you say that. And really just declaring, I want, I need. And see what is happening in those people. What is happening in those people? Okay, and some might be happy, like, good, you go, good for you, good on you, as they say in Australia, good on you. Yeah, and some might be dumbstruck, right? And so I want you to really zoom in on the people who are, the people who are negative. Just really see those, because the good people are the good people, right? Because now what we're seeing is, am I allowed to ask for this? Am I allowed to ask for this? So any good people are good. They can stay there being positive, but you know how we are wired. It's that one person. And yeah, Diane said, my mom is overhearing. I'm reminding myself what she thinks doesn't matter, right? But it doesn't sound like what she thinks is very positive, right? And so it's like, what is in that? Yeah, what is in that? And we're going to see the danger associated with that. And now I want you to just start to see, and so Batsheva said, it brings my fight on, right? So I go into a fight or flight response, like I'm expecting a battle. And even when we're willing to battle, there is an attack issue there. I will be attacked, right? I will be attacked. And interesting, Mary said, they said, I've never seen this side of you. Who are you? Right. And just feel into that, because sometimes these things, when we picture our family, it's subtle, right? Is it a subtle way of saying, this isn't who we know you as, like you're acting different? And is it a celebration, or is it flat, or is it, is there some sort of like, I don't understand or like what you're doing right now, or you're not going to, this is you moving away from us, right? Okay, awesome. So let's tap a little bit for some of the negative parts, because that's what we really want to get to. There I am declaring it, and people are reacting. And some of them really don't like it. And I see a shocked look, maybe even stunned. And that means for me to do that would really break a family rule. When I see shocked and stunned, or who are you being? What is this? My system is telling me this would be way outside my comfort zone. Some of them may even be angry, ready to argue, debate, or attack. Maybe I'm seeing someone questioning me, skeptical. Who do you think you are? challenging, saying, prove it, or just completely denying that I deserve it. And this really matters because I am seeing what my entire system expects to happen if I boldly say, without reservation or fear, with certainty instead of doubt, I deserve. I want and deserve. Fill in the blank after that, because there's a list. Because I'm not declaring I want to just get by. Nope. I'm actually declaring I want more. I want to feel more. More joy, more freedom, more safe, more power than anyone in my family ever has. That's what I'm saying. I want to feel more special, loved, important, adored, valued, paid than anyone in my family ever has. And I'm just going to honor that my system expects that to be a shock. And to some people, an affront. To some people, inappropriate. To some people, punishable. It's complicated. It's not conscious. It's in my system. And I'm opening my sixth chakra to see it. I'm opening my heart chakra to see it with wisdom, compassion, understanding, patience. There's so much pain in this cycle. All of those shocked or angry reactions are filled with pain in others. I open my sixth chakra and my heart together to put all of this in the white light of consciousness and in the green, beautiful light of my heart with wisdom and compassion. I'm open to healing through myself. All the pain in this pattern, the pain of scarcity, the pain of fear, the pain of disappointment, the pain of trauma that has truly built this structure. I honor my beautiful heart. I am a generational change for my family. Okay, and take a breath. So I just want you to feel into your heart. You can even put your hands on your heart and just feel what's going on there. You know, some of you have done similar exercises with me where we look at, if I step out of my paradigm, I do expect this pushback, this attack. And we can do that in lots of different flavors, you know, and this one around deserving and abundance. Thank you, Shirley. And this time, you know, and we're wanting to kind of use tapping to bring into consciousness, but also reduce the trigger around that. But I also felt just a big weight of sadness move through me in the reactions of all the people that we expect to react to us negatively, you know? And I think that's, you know, in this community, looking at all of your faces, because those of us in the community, I can see all of you. I can't see you if you're on Facebook or YouTube. But looking at all of you in the community, you know, this is part of the evolution, right? Of how we heal trauma, we heal ourselves, and then the heart and the sixth chakra start to open to more healing energy and seeing a bigger context. And I really started to feel the pain of all the other players in our paradigms, all of our ancestors, our family, you know, the parental reactions, the shock, the who do you think you are, and just in the energy of the heart, all the pain involved, the trauma involved that we see and feel through other people, you know, and it still tends to hit our nervous system kind of like we're a child, right? Because that's when our nervous system, it's like, they're going to be mad at me, right? But when we grow ourselves in consciousness as adults, we become more like a parent energy where we go, oh, I see the pain on that adolescent, right? I see their pain on that adolescent when we hear other people sort of say, you know, who do you think you are? And so what's the feeling in your heart? Yeah, Tanya said a lot of sadness because they're also stuck. Yeah, Laurel said, I'm completely exhausted. You're welcome, Laurel. Yawning much lighter, open to receive. Debbie said, my face looks lighter, less heavy. Yeah, awesome. Feel that sort of lightness. Yeah. Michaela said, thank you. Beautiful and eye-opening, peaceful. Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. At least, and just when I needed it, Scott said, let me read that. It's complicated. It was a huge trigger for me. It's acquired the status of a warning that someone is about to treat me unfairly and pour gasoline on the fire of deservedness just when I needed it the least. Yeah, interesting. That really resonated for you. Lots of yawning. Denise said, release in my back and my spine. Joe said they were okay when I didn't value myself. Yeah, and Heather commented on that. It's very interesting on all the things, especially if you're joining me and this is the first time you've done some tapping on how other people would react if I break through the paradigm. Yeah, break through the paradigm. Awesome. And of course, we are going to continue to work on this on next Monday's call. If you are a guest today and you want to be in our membership, I'll tell you a little bit about it now. which is that it's $67 a month membership, but because you're here and you've been invited as a guest, it's a $47 a month offer. To be in our membership, you can just do it month to month. It's a membership. So for the special price of $47, you will get charged every month unless you tell us you want out, which is very easy to do. You just email us. But if you want the recording of today, if you want the next set of calls, you can join today. We'll put the links up there for you guys to join. Thank you, Debbie says, best membership I've ever seen. Thank you, Debbie. We would love to have you. It's a very beautiful, special community. And normally we're all in Zoom together when you're inside the community and you have the rolling, several months back rolling of all the recordings. Thank you. So Bethany put the link in there. You can check that out. Okay, so I want you to take another breath, right? And if you want to just stay in we're going to do a little bit more to finish up this call. If what you could do is click on the link and it'll open in another thing and you can leave that open. I don't want you to miss out on the special 47 because normally it's $67 a month and that adds up after several months. Yeah. So I want you to just feel into your heart again and close your eyes one more time. And I want you to look at the picture. Look at how does it just appear? There you are. We've changed the picture several times. We had a structure in there. Then we had you growing taller and say, I deserve. So I want you to just see, how does the picture appear? How does it appear to you? And just note that for yourself. You can put it on the chat. We're not going to do more tapping on it. But I want you to note it for yourself. What looks different? Awesome. Yeah, what looks different? And now I want you to see all the other people fall away. So maybe there's more work to do, right? But I want you to just see this big blessing of light. Even if you're not really willing to bless them, just for now, this big blessing of light that comes in and just sweeps everyone away, right? And so maybe it's a healing blessing that comes through you from the earth or from above, or maybe it's just a sweeping away light that says, more to do later. But I want you to see that sort of big light that sweeps everyone away, this healing energy. And I want you to see that it's coming through you, concentrated in your heart chakra. Concentrated in your heart chakra. And so let's bring more energy there. I want you to see that at your feet, you're standing on the earth in the red light of the magnetic energy of the earth, connected to Mother Earth. So see that red, and you might even start to feel your own feet on the floor or inside your shoes starting to tingle or swirl a little bit as you notice your feet and that red first chakra energy in the picture. And now I want you to see at the top of your head, maybe you're still a giant, maybe not, there's this beautiful violet light coming down from above into your seventh chakra, and your seventh chakra is lit up. And now I want you to see that beautiful indigo blue light of your third eye, your sixth chakra, and the green light of your heart chakra. And I want you to see like a really big flash of light of 6th and 4th together. Because all of you, I know, are smart people. So I know you have highly developed 6 chakras, right? Unbelievable minds. But I want you to see that mind expand with the heart chakra. And it grows you another level above. This is like growing up again into another higher level of adult, conscious, evolved energy. Your heart space expanding. And you have this new access with this newly opened 6th chakra with the heart, the wisdom of the heart, to see things in more context, to see the bigger picture, to see things as they are, to see beauty as it is, to see deserving as it is. And from that light, I want you to see yourself and how deserving you are in this very moment. It's almost like with those two open, heart and sixth chakra, you could have a flashback, like your whole life flashing before your eyes in a new light. Your whole life, no matter how you've looked back at things before, you see with a more expanded heart and sixth chakra, how in every minute of your life, you have been doing your best, the best you could at that level of development, at that moment in time, with what was going on, the other people involved. Even when you honestly weren't doing your best, you were doing your best because that's where you were in your journey. And just affirm, I have always been deserving. I have always been a beautiful, loving, flawed, and perfect creature. I have always made mistakes, and I have always been perfect. And I have always carried doubt about my own deserving. And that did not come from above. That did not come from my soul's voice. That did not come from goodness. And I want you to see that expansion and not focus towards healing the world, but focus towards you. Jane said she's soaking up the rain. And of course, it just started raining here. How crazy is that? And so all of this wisdom, looking at yourself. And I want you to just affirm it in your heart. I deserve. I deserve. I have always deserved. I declare, I deserve. And I want. Second chakra, want. Fourth chakra is the gateway, the gatekeeper. I deserve and want. And I deserve to want more money, more freedom, more power, more health, more joy, more fun, someone said. I deserve more. I deserve, I deserve, I deserve. Just be in that energy for a minute. Not saying it like an affirmation with our head, but more in our body. More in our body. And feel that all the way down to your toes. And just know in this energy, as you're holding your heart and you're holding this heart energy, this is a new opening, right? This is a paradigm buster. This is a first step. When we start to see and feel in a deeper way, I deserve, it's going to trigger all sorts of things that we will keep working on, right? It's going to trigger all sorts of things, maybe actions, maybe words you say, maybe grief again, maybe anger might come up. And that's okay. But we have to start the process of breaking through the paradigm and raising our level. I deserve, and I deserve to want that. I deserve to want things, and I deserve to receive them, to ask for them, to receive them, to let them all the way in, and then to roll around and revel in them when they arrive, all the way through to abundance. Yeah. Thank you, Tanya. Someone asked for the link again, and Tanya put it in the chat. It said, say yes to joining us every week. Thank you, Tanya. You need to travel around with me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, yes. Okay. And so I want you to stay in that beautiful energy and know that, wow, right now, whether you're in our community here or a guest in the Zoom room, or you're on Facebook or you're on YouTube or LinkedIn, wherever you are, you're connected right now, just for another second, to this massive wisdom field of pure deserving, because there is a lot. We got people, we got all sorts of people in all sorts of places, and we're all connected as a tribe in this moment, right? And that is super, super powerful. So if you're feeling extra energy in your heart and you want to share some with a total stranger from across the world, or in the cube next to you on Zoom, then feel free to do that. Right? Abundant energy I share. Yeah. And so the way that we do that is to affirm, is to not, we don't have to push energy or give, is we affirm, I deserve, and I give everyone else permission to want and deserve to want more, deserve more, receive more. Yeah, and roll around and enjoy the abundance. I bless everyone else with the same permission I am giving myself to want and deserve more. Yeah, awesome, awesome. Oh, Marianne said, I've been in the group for only a month and I found 2 friends. It's kind of an awesome community. Oh, Amy said she has goosebumps. Awesome, awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Brenda Lee Kaminsky. Great to see you. My heart feels so full and light. Thank you, Margaret. You're welcome. You're welcome. It's great to see you. Great to see you. Just a quick question about the membership. Every Monday we have a live call. So there's nothing to download. There's nothing to study. There's no shelf help to be like, oh, I never got around to that. Every Monday at 3:00 Eastern, you just show up and magic happens, right? You show up and magic happens. And some of our community shows up 3, 5, 12 hours later, and they have the recording, and the magic happens for them too, right? So you get a couple months back of rolling recordings. Every Monday we are live. I'm here about twice a month. Bethany is running calls, and our amazing faculty who've been with me for a long time. Yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you guys in the community. Yeah, that's the best part. Awesome. Well, I bless you all with my ability to say, you deserve it. If you're not sure, you deserve it. You've proved it enough. You've given enough. You've done enough. As my mother always said, for God's sakes, rest on your laurels once in a while, which was her way of saying, take it in, right? Be in that moment. Let the abundance come to you and roll around in it and say, yes, I rock. I am awesome. And let July be your month of prosperity and abundance, and have an openness, a curiosity to what abundance is trying to come to you. And when you feel yourself about to swat it down, stand down and say, I'm going to just see how this unfolds before I pop my umbrella and knock out that abundance, right? You never know how it's going to appear for you. So awesome. Thank you so much. Yes, put the umbrella down, people. Thank you, Trisha. Thank you guys for all of our special guests in the Zoom room today. And thank you all. Another Kevin, someone else said, I'm exhausted. That's how we roll in this community. So yeah, if you want to be in the community, you kind of have to be hardcore about this kind of awesome work. Awesome. Yes, yes, yes. All right. Thank you guys so much. Fabian is gonna go take a nap as well. Great to be with you all today. Okay. Bye, everybody. Bye. Bye, everybody.